everyone.
Hey, good evening. It's Thursday. It is our weekend here at Bollock's.
Hallelujah, baby.
And you're looking very blue today.
Oh, no, I'm quite chipper, actually.
Okay. Well, you're looking very blue.
Yes, I like this shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are comfy shirts. aren't
Very,
they?
surprisingly so. I'm very
Armour?
impressed by it. I
Yeah,
am.
they're super comfy, and they're very stylish because they have the 904 on them.
Exactly why. I look forward to wearing it at least one day a week.
Yep. So, hey, it is Thursday. We're excited to be here. We're talking AI later in the show, doing our Bollock's deep dive. And, man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Some cool stuff, some scary stuff.
Some stuff that's way over my head.
Some scary and cool stuff. Some really complicated stuff.
Yeah, it gets weird when the guy who was one of the inventors of it or bigger, won the Nobel Prize for part of it, is going, all right, I have to quick Google and warn people about this.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that, I'm sure.
Yeah. So no, it's what was the name of the company in Terminator?
Skynet.
Skynet. Yeah, it's very Skynet-ish.
Exactly.
We did a Skynet dive.
And we can go back way before that to War Games. The Matthew Broderick movie.
You know what the password was?
You know, I did.
In War Games? Do you want to play a game? Anybody out there in the comments, if you know what the password was in
And this was a trivia question.
in War Games, write it in the comments. See if Lenny catches it by then. All right, while Lenny's, you can smell the wood burning in here. While he's doing that, Lenny, where are we at?
We are in the Bozard Ford studio indoors, in the indoor studio.
Here we go.
As opposed to the outdoor studio.
With the power on.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine, their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
For over 30 years, Land Title of America has been St. Augustine's trusted name in title insurance and real estate closings. Locally owned by Stephen Collins, this family-run company blends personalized service with cutting-edge technology to ensure smooth, accurate closing. No call centers, no hassles, just real people ready to answer your questions and meet you where it's most convenient. Located at 100 South Park Boulevard, or text Stephen directly at 904-501-4481. Land Title of America, your local title company insuring America's land one title at a time. And you know what? They're using cutting-edge technology like the 904 now because they have a wonderful program on Wednesdays.
They do. They really do.
It's not this Wednesday coming up.
They have a great podcast. They're actually taking off a lot of this August, the old back-to-school stuff. All right. This company, I don't know if you've heard of them or not. A.D. Davis Construction. They've been around a couple weeks. When quality matters, trust A.D. Davis Construction, North Florida's expert in high-end homes, commercial builds, renovations, and historic restorations. With over 71 years of experience, their dedicated team delivers craftsmanship you can count on and relationships built on trust. They don't just build buildings, they build confidence with integrity, performance, and results that keep 85% of their clients coming back. From concept to completion, choose A.D. Davis Construction, where your vision meets their legacy of excellence.
Speaking of excellence, eat, drink, and be Irish in Meehan's Irish Pub and Seafood House, right on the waterfront in downtown St. Augustine. Whether you're craving classic corned beef and cabbage, fresh seafood from the Raw Bar, or their famous bangers and mash, Meehan's is where locals and visitors feel right at home. Grab a pint in their cozy Irish pub, unwind upstairs at Johnny's Oyster Bar with stunning views of the Matanzas River, or kick back in the backyard with tropical vibes and a Caribbean-inspired menu. The pints are cold, the food's unforgettable, and the welcome is always warm, only at Meehan's.
All right. Also, shout-outs, and Bobby, you nailed it. You got the password. Did you see it in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the son of the creator of the program. His name was Joshua, and that was the password.
Yep.
What was the game they played that convinced the computer it wasn't going to happen?
That'll be tic-tac-toe.
It was tic-tac-toe. No way anybody could win.
Right.
And that's
there you
why
go, and that's a good lesson for learning.
And no one else can win thermonuclear war. Also, we got shout-outs for Kaiser's Deli and Market, St. Augustine Distillery, Citygate Spirits, A to Z Roofing, Anastasia and Moultrie Creek Diner, Mr. Electric, Brightway Insurance, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, Anastasia Construction Group, Solar Stick, Abear Kresge and Associates, The Saint, ate there last night. Oh, the Carpaccio. Carpaccio. Woo, so good. And their peppers, sausage and peppers.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Good to know.
yeah. No, I made a meal out of it with the bread service. Solar Stick, Abear Kresge and Associates, and Powell Heating and Air. What a group we got right there. Let me tell you. Thank you, guys. Make sure you're supporting them. They've been supporting us for years, and we really appreciate it.
Of course, now I'm visualizing Terry Bradshaw going to the Saint and having the carpaccio and say, "You got to cook that stuff?" Like he does with his sushi.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, it was awesome. It was so good. I got a long night tonight, so I'm Red Bulling it. So if at the end of the show I look like the squirrel and over the hedge, you know why. So.
Little wary, little juiced up.
All right, so Blake, we got some topics here before we get into the AI deep dive. I'm going to start us off with the U.S. without cars.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
Smog free. The history of Sears and Roebuck.
History of Sears and Roebuck, and I got weird ass flags. All right, Blake, which way you want to go?
I'm gonna go with Sears and Roebuck.
Sears and Roebuck. Blake really didn't. Oh, he just had the squirrel up there for me. Blake, you really didn't know a whole lot. You when we said it, you didn't know about the Roebuck part. You knew about Sears.
Yes, because like the Sears I think about is like the abandoned 2-story one that's at the that was at the Avenues Mall. Not necessarily like I don't know about the second half of the name.
Okay. Well, we had a Sears here in town too.
Yeah.
But
where the church is at now, I think.
But that was more like that was more like the appliance like side of things. It didn't have like the clothing, the appliances. Like it wasn't like the giant like superstore.
It wasn't
Sears
like their
and
whole
Roebuck-
catalog.
Sears and Roebuck was like the Amazon before there was Amazon.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So I give credit to Wile E. Coyote for creating Amazon because of Acme.
Yeah.
You know, because he got that crap in a hurry.
It was over and it was instant.
That's the only delivery company I know better than Amazon right now.
But actually, there's going to be a new Wile E. Coyote movie where he actually sues Acme for.
Does he do his own stunt? Oh, great! We got a woke Wiley. So.
No, he's just bummed that none of this stuff worked.
False information.
Oh no, it worked.
Sort of.
He just didn't know how to operate.
Right. It just landed on him.
Wiley's not the kind of guy who reads instructions.
No.
So
no.
And the Roadrunner, you know, I was disappointed when I saw the actual size of a real Roadrunner.
They're teeny.
Yeah, they're like this tall.
Yeah.
All right. I thought they were the same size as Wiley.
This is the Big Bird version.
And aardvarks do not walk on 2 legs, and neither do coyotes.
No.
But Roadrunners do.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot of lies in my childhood.
Well.
All right, Sears and Roebuck.
All right. There was a railway agent named Mr. Sears, Richard W., who was working in Minneapolis and St. Louis Railway. And in 1886, somebody had ordered a whole bunch of gold watches, and then the person refused delivery. So he had a brilliant idea, and he said, I'm going to buy them. And he bought them and then turned around and sold them to all the other railway agents up and down the line at a profit. And that was his first dip into this. And then a couple years later, he moved to Chicago and partnered with Alva C. Roebuck, a self-taught Hammond, Indiana watchmaker. And Sears and Roebuck was founded. 1888, think about this, 1888, Sears issued the first catalog, a thin mailer that featured only watches and jewelry. He claimed the lowest prices on earth. He was a huckster, but he started selling everything else, like buggies, bicycles, firearms, baby carriages, and more, including heroin. Their big book was the Amazon of the Victorian Age, and it was really the first point-to-point, you order it and we'll deliver it to you, including houses.
Yeah, that's what I was pulling up floor plans of Sears and Roebuck's houses when we started this, because my friend Stetson, his house was a Sears and Roebuck house that he put together himself. It was a kit.
I'm sure he unfortunately added on to it, or fortunately for him, but if not, there's quests out there.
It was pretty small.
Yeah, but there's quests out there to find original Sears and Roebuck houses.
Yeah.
That haven't been, altered.
His wasn't altered that much.
Yeah, okay. Well,
His
then
wasn't
maybe.
altered that much. So,
But it was wild.
it's
Now-
it's at Lake Beluthahachie Park.
okay.
So,
Have
okay.
to get up there and check it out. They opened their first brick and mortar store in 1925, and it became the nation's largest retail chain. And then they started Die Hard brand, Kenmore, and Craftsman. And in 1973, the Sears Tower in Chicago, which was the company's headquarters, was the tallest building in the world. Now, in 1993, Sears stopped the production of their big book catalog. The skyscraper in 2009 went from the Sears Tower to become the Willis Tower. And in 2018, unfortunately, they declared bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So it was really tough because it was great. You know, there were Sears and Roebucks all over the place. And then, you know, and the famous joke was, you know, the catalog was so big that people would nail it to the wall inside the outhouse and use the pages as toilet paper.
Yeah, that's what my dad did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like, you know, they got their shoes from there, and then they got one pair of shoes a year, and then the Sears and Roebuck became like their toilet paper.
Yeah.
So.
The catalog itself became, you know, insulation in walls. You know, it was newsprint. It didn't leave lint if you wanted to clean a window. Like if you use paper towel, your windows don't get as clean as if you use newspaper.
Exactly.
So that's
yeah, like if you're having a baby out in the crazy world, newspaper is one of the most sterile things you can use.
Yep.
So, no, but it's funny because you mentioned the houses, and I was over here looking them up.
And as a kit.
And the kit I saw, it was like $793 for the house.
Yeah.
It was like a 800 square foot house. I mean,
well, there was good time in that back then.
Yeah.
It was, people needed homes. They should probably go back to that now for some of the unhoused.
Yeah. No.
Believe me, you know.
So,
19th century, after the Civil War, there were a lot of Civil War veterans that were hooked on morphine. So, you know, there was all the drugstores and people could get syringes and opiate themselves, but the epidemic was sweeping the country. So Bayer, the Swiss company that makes aspirin,
Bayer's Swedish?
I think
Yes.
so.
Wait,
there's a story out there that's not true about World War II, saying that Bayer was created out of Nazi Germany, which was not true.
Yeah.
It was well before that. It goes back to like the 1890s, I believe.
Exactly.
1898 or something like that.
You can check that for us, Blake, but I'm pretty sure Bayer's is a Swiss company. I may be mistaken. It happens once every blue moon.
I'm pulling up right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Bayer's headquartered in Germany.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's where it might be now, but but there's a story about it. It
preceded
definitely
them.
predated.
Yeah.
It definitely predated World War II. I saw the
Bayer,
little.
Hold on. Bayer AG was founded as a dye stuff factory in 1863 in Barmen, Germany, by Frederick Bayer and his partner Jonathan Friedrich as a
Was Germany a country in 1863?
Might have been part of the
Can you check when Germany officially became Germany?
Germany, yeah.
Because it had to be around that time. So, because everyone thinks Germany's been around. The German people have been around forever, but the country of Germany has not been around as long as people believe.
Right.
So
you go back to Otto von Bismarck and those guys there. It was part of the Ottoman, not the Ottoman, the Habsburg, I want to say. You know.
Let's see.
But be that as it may, Blake, they started. Bayer said they have something much better than morphine, and it was heroin. And they claimed it was far less addictive. So it was billed as the antidote to morphine dependency. And it also purportedly had the added benefit of healing the lungs, allowing patients suffering from breathing disorders, asthma or bronchitis or chest infection to finally find relief. Yeah, I'm sure they slept well. Sears sold 2 vials of heroin for $1.50, which would be $50 worth today. The company even threw in syringes, 2 needles, and a heroin carrying kit. So that was pretty neat, but, you know, talk about over-the-counter.
Yeah, and they continued to do that up until shortly after World War I think.
I would think, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of the World War I guys coming back. You know, there was a character in something Empire, Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire, yeah.
That was getting heroin,
Yep.
you know, delivered that way.
Yep. So they did the houses from 1908 to 1940, mail-order homes being their modern homes catalog. Prices started at $107, which is about $3,500 today, for the aptly named 107, to $3,500, which is more than $113,000 today, which is still not a bad price for a house, for the Saratoga. The flush toilets were a luxury in that one.
All right, 1871 is
Germany?
when it became unified.
Okay.
So that's why I think a lot of people would be shocked by that. Germany is, as a country, is actually younger than the United States as a country.
Yeah.
Being recognized and unified.
Yeah. And,
I mean, the German people have been around, since
well, same thing with Italy, too.
forever.
Until Garibaldi came along, Italy was a bunch of duchies.
Yeah. So basically, it basically kind of like you still had like the region of like Germany, like, but you didn't have like the country of Germany, but
exactly.
But it was also kind of like the Holland to the Netherlands in a way.
Yeah. Holland is just like a province within the Netherlands, and a lot of people think it's the same. It's not the same.
And no, Picasso, we're still not taking your answer today.
Yeah, I still didn't accept it.
Harsh.
I still didn't accept it. It was in the second half. I would have accepted it in the first round. So, all right. So it was $1.50. Is that what you said?
The heroin was,
$1.50.
Yeah.
Wow.
For 2 doses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely
cheaper than coffee today.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
and it's not quite as good for you.
Then they also tried. Then they were selling the Heidelberg electric belt for $18. Men could strap on the battery-powered Heidelberg electric belt, complete with a sack suspensory. Yeah, hold up your sack. I guess it was a variation of a jock. Have their fertility restored. Electricity claimed to cure everything from impotence to indigestion. And the suspensory encircle the organ, carries vitalizing, soothing current direct to these delicate nerves and fibers. Strengthen and enlarge this part of the most wonderful manner. $18 will bring you health and strength, vigor, manliness, and happiness. A bigger measure for your money.
They also sold to women utensils for vapors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what that
Oh,
was? Yeah. Blake, do you know what what I mean by that?
To prevent female hysteria.
Wait, I was letting him.
No, I know.
Let me talk. Lenny.
Don't get. What is he being sassy right now?
I didn't answer your question, buddy. Come on.
But I didn't want you to give him a clue on it, what it was. So.
Okay.
All right. Do you know what female vapors is?
Female vapors. It's definitely not something like that's like absolutely dirty, right?
Well.
Depends on your view.
Women would get very anxious if they weren't sexually satisfied, and they would go to doctors that would manipulate the women.
Oh.
Basically give them a O.
Yeah.
And then they'd feel better about it, and then they'd go back to their husbands, and that would get rid of their vapors.
Yeah.
So
that's the evolution of vibrators.
Yeah, and that's how the doctors were getting so busy. The vibrator was created, and that's what Sears would sell. Sell utensils for female vapors.
So the doctors were very busy, huh?
Yeah, well,
these guys were. It was a hell of a specialization.
Yeah. So
basically, like the doctors were acting like the milkmen delivering the milk.
Well, sometimes the milkman helped with the vapors too.
Exactly.
So, what's that joke? The guy goes to the fortune teller. Your dad's going to die tomorrow, and the next morning,
milkman's dead.
Next morning, the kid comes down and sees his dad alive, and he's like, that ridiculous fortune teller didn't know anything. Goes out to get the milk. Milkman's laying on the porch. So,
you could also get a tombstone from Sears.
And apes are not grape color. No. I'm not so sure about that one. So,
and they sold guns right up until 1968.
Yeah.
And that was interesting because talk about good deals. You could buy a Remington 22 for $17.95 for $18.
My dad's 22 was a Remington. It's a single shot Remington that I'm pretty sure he got from Sears.
Okay, for $18. It's about $221 today.
Yeah.
You get a Browning automatic for $79 instead of $966 today, and a Winchester for $98 as opposed to $1,200 today.
Yep.
So they were very, very functional. They really did help a lot of people. If you were near a train line, you were getting anything you needed from them.
Yep.
And they started on the train lines.
Yep. So that's pretty well.
And now there's one surviving Sears store in California, I think they're down to about 20 nationwide.
I wonder if my grandfather's watch, because I have my grandfather's watch, Papa's watch, and it has a train on it. I wonder if it's a Sears and Roebuck watch.
That's interesting.
So I wonder. I'll have to look at it a little bit closer and get it checked out. All right. Topics we have. We have U.S. without cars. We have the origin of dude and the weirdest flags.
I actually thought about bringing in White Russians for this.
Oh, yeah. Wow, dude, the dude abides. So, Blake, which way you want to go? U.S. without cars, the origin of dude, or the weirdest flags?
Let's go with U.S. without cars.
U.S. without cars. All right. So I didn't think about this, and I should have known this. And as I was reading through, there was 3 years where the U.S. didn't make cars at all. They were too busy. They were too busy making tanks.
Okay, tanks and planes.
So
sure.
So in early 1942, Ford pretty much shut down and started making tanks.
Yeah.
All right, and for those 3 years during the war, that's what they did. And they made military equipment, they made military trucks and stuff like that, but they stopped producing cars for 3 years. So if you say I had a 1944 Chevy, you're lying.
Right.
It didn't exist. You know, you could have a Jeep.
Right.
You know,
a Willie, yeah.
Like from that, and there was 2 different companies that produced the Jeep. Willie was one of them. You know, and I thought it was only Willie, but there was another. Okay. There was a Ford Jeep version also, I believe.
See, I didn't know that Willie was a manufacturer of Jeeps. I thought it was a type of Jeep.
Yeah, no, it was actually one of the companies, and I think and Jeep stands for like general purpose or something like that, and then they changed it to JEEP.
And now,
yeah.
Go ahead.
But during those 3 years, no cars were made in the U.S. Did you realize that?
No, not at all. I mean, it makes perfect sense because the entire country's manufacturing went to the military.
Yeah.
Between ammunition, armaments, weapons, airplanes, ships, all of it.
Yeah.
So and there's rationing too. So the steel the steel was probably prioritized because they weren't building.
Yeah, it was going into planes,
right.
going into the war effort, and that. And the Rosie the Riveter was working in those factories. Blake, did you realize there was no cars in the U.S. made at that time?
I definitely knew like there was definitely like a manufacturing pause like in the United States like to make other stuff, but you have to make like I know like steel, aluminum, like they have to go like work on like ammunition stuff like that. So I definitely knew like there was like
the rationing of it.
Yeah.
And everything else.
I just found that fascinating, you know. So I mean, if anyone asks what my first car is, I'm going to say a 1944 Chevy and see
if anyone's paying attention.
See if anyone even notices.
Yeah. You know, and you know, we live with such prosperity and instant gratification, Sears, Amazon notwithstanding, that I think there's a lot of people who today, especially younger people, you know, I'm a boomer, so I was obviously born after World War II, but there was serious rationing in the country during the war. There was food shortages, fats, you know, butters, things like that. Coffee, all that stuff was, you know, you had ration books. You got a limited amount and you had to go wait online to get it. And if it was available, because the war effort took over everything.
All right. And I want to say for the record, it wasn't mass produced because there were 644 Chevys made.
Okay.
610 in the entire year.
So you can get called on it.
Yeah, I can get called on it.
Okay.
And there was 139 in 43.
Okay.
So there were a handful made, but it basically was the entire country was out. It wasn't like you went to the dealership.
Right.
And probably those cars were probably sent to the military also, of those.
Yeah, staff cars.
Those made for staff cars.
Yeah. Did it say how many were done in built in 1940 or 1946?
No.
Okay.
It had in 41 there was like over 600,000 cars produced in the Ford.
Okay.
And then it tremendously went down from
right.
there.
Then it was 7.
And it was then it was like in the hundreds. So
hand built by Henry himself.
Yeah. But it was, I just found that it makes complete sense, but it's not something I ever thought of.
Right.
You know, and then those are like my aha moments where I was like, I should have thought of that. I should have known that.
Well, we knew about the huge manufacturing uptick, but you didn't think that it took away. You just thought it was simultaneous, not in lieu of. So.
Yeah. So the Ford GPW was a version of the iconic Jeep produced by Ford under the license from Willys Overland, and then Willys did their own version too. So.
And now Jeep has a contemporary model called the Willie.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And my Jeep has that same body frame. It has the little arch where the front door is. So because I have a CJ5. So up until the CJ5, and then the CJ7 has the flat door. So
that's how my father ended up coming home from World War II. He was over in Europe, and my father was an officer, so he was sitting in the front seat with a driver. And the way he would tell the story is, and there was a big, Midwestern corn-fed kid sitting in the seat in back of me.
Mm-hmm.
And, the driver had to slam on the brakes to avoid an accident. And in those days, the seats were fold-down seats, but there were no latches on them.
So he just slammed in.
So this giant kid in back of my father came down. My father put his leg to brace himself, and the leg snapped.
Oh, wow.
So he came home, and then my mother would end up having to drive up the old Boston Post Road to where my father was in the hospital in New England to visit him, every week to go see how he was doing. And my mother was an amazing woman, bar none. But she would drive up there by herself and go visit my father and come back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my grandmother actually, she was a civilian, but she drove a Jeep while they were stationed in Yuma. My mom was born in Yuma during World War II. Actually, she was born right at the end of World War II. So she was born in May of 45. So my grandmother was pregnant driving the Jeep in Yuma, Arizona, while my grandfather was in the Pacific on a bulldozer. And so that was their orientation. They met like at a military base in Miami, and then got shipped to Yuma. Okay. So during the war.
Well, she went with him. That's cool.
Yeah. So, but he didn't. He joined the military kind of late to get out of the coal mines. Yeah. He thought it was easier to go to war than work at the coal mines. Mm-hmm. So I think he didn't join until 43, which at that time was that was 2 years after the fact. And he had a brother that he lost in Pearl Harbor. Yeah, in Pearl Harbor. So and his mom really didn't want him.
Right.
Want him to go, but he was just like, this is awful. So, because actually he said conditions got worse once the war started. Yeah. There was no safety factor. No one cared about the coal miners at that point.
Right.
Everything went.
Just dig. Right.
Yeah. So I think he was 26 when he actually went in and left the coal mines.
And he was enlisted. He didn't get drafted.
No, he didn't get drafted. So, all right. So that was my U.S. cars one. I have strange flags. Yeah, it's just one of those facts I didn't think anything.
Yeah, no,
of.
It makes it. It's interesting to think about because we think about continued prosperity and everything's available and there's instant gratification, as I said earlier, and the reality of it is, when times get tough, we are so far. We think, oh my God, there was a recession in '84, or.
Yeah, but
there was minor suffering for us.
Our recession, or even our depression, is not as bad as what third world countries go through in everyday life.
Every day, right.
In everyday life. I mean, when we went to Zimbabwe and we went to the village, they literally had to walk a mile to carry 5 gallons of water a day. And they lived off, the families lived off that 5 gallons of water a day. So, I mean, it was, how much of that you remember, Blake?
Yeah. That was definitely like an experience, like knowing like, okay, like we have it really good, but also understands like, okay, like be like the people that we met were satisfied with
they were completely content.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
and I think because they shared their story with us, I think we gave them like $50 or something like that. And I don't know what other families do. Like, we had, I think it's about the cash we had on us when we took the trip. And I think we gave the village, because they opened their houses to us and let us walk through and, kind of shared it. We wanted our boys to see, okay, we're on this exotic trip, but we're in this family's home.
Right.
So we wanted them to see that portion of it, and it was like they had just won the lottery.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And when the guide I think told us, he goes, that's more money than they make in a month, the entire village,
right?
Not just one individual,
Right,
the entire. And when I say the village, it was like 5 houses and a central house that they cooked in.
So all of them combined.
Yeah. So it was So it was probably 20 people lived there.
Well, the concept of economic need and whatever, it's so much of it is based in frame of reference. I mean, the Depression in the 30s was severe because you had just come out of such amazing prosperity after World War II. So it was a standard of comparison, for the people that are, living in third world places, they don't have a different standard of comparison. They're not watching, Netflix on TV because they don't have TV nor electricity, and even in Central American countries now, I've had people work with me in my restaurants, and one of them came from a great family because, the whole family would eventually get up here, they'd make money, they'd send it home, and when they would repatriate back to El Salvador, they had businesses waiting for them because their father would buy them businesses or buy them land. Even that, they were still getting electricity 6 hours a day, and that was it. So,
I'm kind of sad you're not going to be here for the Congressman Rutherford.
Me too.
He says we're not deporting people, we're repatriating.
Oh, well, thank you, Congressman.
Yeah.
So they asked to be sent home for free. That's very nice.
We're not deporting them because they actually do not belong here. So it's technically there is a technicality where he can kind of lean on that.
Hey,
so
I'm a big fan of semantics. Yeah. So, Congressman, with all due respect, you're damn lucky I ain't going to be here. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure he can hold his own.
Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll go toe for toe with him.
I'm pretty sure he can. I'm pretty sure the old sheriff seen quite a bit.
No doubt about it.
I had a great conversation with him last week for about 45 minutes. I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, and I'll be watching from afar.
He is a down home guy.
Yeah.
Even though his views from you are very different.
Right.
I think you would still enjoy having a cigar and a drink and a cocktail.
Probably very, very much. But and when I first came down here and he became our congressman, because he's been in 2 different congressional districts since we've been here, the 4th and the 5th.
He went in 17?
Something like that.
Yeah, 17 or 18.
So it hasn't been long. We got here in 15. And originally, I thought he was much more moderate, or he started out much more moderate than he is now. And now his voting record is...
I'm the same way. Yeah. I was much more moderate than I am now.
Well, so, yes. Sorry to push you that way, sir. Come back. All's forgiven.
No. I mean, and I'm going to tell you right now, I was a blue dog Democrat. And I don't feel like I left the party. I feel like the party left me and went in the other direction.
Well,
it left me hanging in the middle here.
I agree.
Without a home.
And it's getting worse by the minute, because they got a lot of bluster, but they got no muscle. And they act like they do, but they're a bunch of chirping dogs, unfortunately.
I am surprised. I even thought Bill Maher was further left than me. And now I'm wondering if I'm further left than Bill Maher.
He used to be, and then he went completely off the rails to the right.
Here's what this saying's been around for a long, long time. If you're not a Democrat at 18, you have no heart. If you're not a Republican by 50, you have no brain.
Money. Oh, you have no money, right? You have no money.
Yeah, you have no money.
Thank you, right?
And when I told Mike Davis, I was like, I'll become a Republican when I make this amount of money. And then it makes sense for my family for me to be a Republican. When I hit that number, it just so happened I got mad at the local Democratic Party.
Right.
And I left. And it just so happened that it coincided. It wasn't really the financial side, but it matched up. It matched up almost identical to that.
I've been saying this for years. As a small business owner and as a practical individual, I am a fiscal conservative, but I am a social liberal. There is a need to protect and take care of people, primarily the less fortunate, or those who cannot provide for themselves.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be gratis. I have no problem. I've been advocating for workfare for 35 years.
Yeah. So, and we're going to talk, and that's in not this upcoming Monday, but the following Monday. Right. We're going to talk a lot about Medicaid and some of the misinformation that's out there about what's happening with this bill. So
interesting to see what he has to say to that. Yeah. And I just ask him just that one question we talked about yesterday. What's his opinion on precluding members of Congress and the Senate from
investing in stock exchange? All right, I'm gonna put a little note up here. Hopefully, I don't erase it.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna
because that's a telling answer.
Yeah.
You know, and as we said, if that goes through, you'll see less people stay in Congress in particular because it's every 2 years. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people will stay for a briefer period of time, and that'll be sort of an automatic term limit.
Yep. So okay. All right, you have the history of dude.
Mm-hmm.
Blake, we have dude in the title.
Unfortunately, we do.
We got to go with dude then.
Dude, it is.
We didn't have flags in there, right?
No.
All right, okay. I'm gonna save this list, and on Monday we'll come back to this flag thing because there's some creepy flags, and not all these were country flags. Some of them were, but they're just creepy flags all over.
The Triskelions are one of my favorites. Oh, I was going to tell you to take a picture of that before you erased it.
I already did. I sent it to Blake.
Okay, good.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I'll lose it even if I take a picture of it, but I sent it to him. He doesn't erase anything.
Well, I take pictures of stuff and then never go look at my pictures.
Yeah.
So that's how that happens.
I have someone in my life that does that.
All right. So
all right, dude.
Yo, dude.
Tell me what's going on.
All right, dude.
What's mine say? Sweet.
Dude.
Should have brought the White Russians.
What's yours say? Dude.
Yeah. And it's interesting now because it's become so colloquial that, it used to be limited. It used to be gender male, and now it's gender everybody. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of young women, and they're calling each other dude, and it's like, it's sort of confusing.
Yeah. Bruh.
Yeah. Well,
bruh and dude.
Yeah, that's another one. Spell that one for me.
Yeah.
B-R-A, B-R-A-H.
B-R-U-H.
Okay, see?
Bruh.
I told you I don't spell.
Yeah.
But dude is now everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's a greeting, it's agreement, it's a commiseration, and an explanation.
Does your mom have a dog named Dude?
Yes.
Isn't that who chewed up?
Yes.
Why did you go to the vacant? It shook up the director producer. He went to the vacant wall.
He's going to the wrong.
80 Davis Ghost wants to talk, I guess. No, never mind. Yeah, so, dude, yes, she does have a dog named Dude.
Is that who chewed up your? You don't know which one did it. It was Dude.
Yes, because
this is actually causing
clues.
Blake PTSD right now.
See that? Well,
so he's having PTSD.
Thank God I got the warranty on my last pair. because the first time he chewed up my sunglasses, I didn't get the warranty, so I had so.
Okay, dude.
You have problems with your sunglasses. Stop feeding them to animals.
I know I caused that, but I mean, dude.
Right.
Dude.
Dude.
All right.
So it's been around by the 1980s, the term dude had been around for over 100 years.
Okay.
Yep. And part of it came from, and we've talked about this.
A dude ranch, right?
No, that was much later too.
Okay.
It was a bunch of foppously dressed guys, came out of Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Ooh.
And you know where I'm going with that. Yeah.
So it came out of Doodle.
Yep.
Okay.
So, well, yeah. Late 19th century. Think of hipsters in the 1880s were the dudes. Between their vernacular and their way of dress, and they leaned into an Anglophile lifestyle that was perceived as many to be fake or trying too hard. They became known as dudes, likely in reference, as we just said, Yankee Doodle Dandy, who the unsophisticated American stuck a feather in his cap and became a European dandy. Mm-hmm. And then these linguists spent 20 years trying to figure out where the first restaurant was made in old newspapers and stuff. They found a poem that was not too pleasant by a guy by the name of Robert Sale Hill, where he derided the fad of using the term dude. And the final lines of the poem is, America can ill afford to harbor such deformity. We would humbly thank the Lord to spare us this enormity. And that was just over the term dude and the way the dudes were acting and dressing. Mm-hmm. But then it changed over again.
Well, and I don't know if our audience knows about the poem Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Right.
So
well, yeah.
Stick a feather in his hat and
call it macaroni. Yeah, we can say that for another day because it opens up other doors.
I think we talked about it on Bollocks.
We did it on Bollocks. Yeah,
we talked about it on Bollocks. But macaroni was like a bar where male gentlemen would go to meet other male gentlemen that were very flamboyant.
Correct.
I think that's the
Is gay bar on the list?
No,
Okay.
no, because I don't know if that term was actually used at that time.
Okay.
But when the English were making fun of the U.S.,
Right.
and we thought, oh, it's a good song.
Right.
We didn't know what the hell they were
Right.
talking
We didn't
about.
care.
We're like, okay, we'll adopt that as our song.
So, you know, his poem of deriding the dude had an opposite effect and it created a social craze.
Mm-hmm.
There's an article in the New York Times in 1883 described a dude's picnic. So thousands of people went to the park in Harlem to watch men dressed in full dude dress. So it became a spectator event.
Okay.
So that was that. Then it morphed into the dude ranch.
Okay. All right.
So, which is another thing. In the late 19th century, late 1800s, people went out west and they tried to experience the cowboy culture.
Okay.
And these dandies would dress. They would put their boots on for the first time, their hat on for the first time, their pearl covered buttons, and they'd go out there and. Well, thank you, dude. There you
I'm
go.
wearing my pearl buttons
All right.
today.
Nice. Okay. You know, the Dude Ranch Association, National Dude Ranch Association, has been around for over 100 years. And it was like, you know, it was like dress up day. It was costume day. So people from the East Coast would come out there and, you know, and they would get snickered at by the people that were out there running the Dude Ranch.
The real cowboys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But then they started advertising themselves as dude ranches, and the name stuck. So, you know, growing up as a kid, it was, you know, we're going to a dude ranch. Not me in particular, but they go and they ride horses and wear blue jeans.
Have you ever rode a horse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Horses are very big. I'm not.
Okay. All right.
I actually owned a horse for a while.
Did you?
Out in Utah. Yeah, my uncle gave me a horse. He had property out in Cedar City, Utah. Gorgeous part of the world.
Yeah.
Beautiful forest. And I had a horse named Lenji. Yeah.
My horse's name was Midnight.
Yeah.
She was a Florida marsh horse.
Okay.
You know, short little fat Spanish horse.
Ah.
You know, and you know, durable, fast, durable little thing. But man,
It's like evolution. You know, they end up evolving to the area in which they're going to be horsing around.
yeah.
All right,
But I mean, it was brought here by the Spanish, and a lot of the Spanish horses were shorter. Let's see if I can find it.
All right, guys, we only have 18 minutes left. It's 5:40.
Yeah. Well, we don't really want it. We're scared. We're actually afraid to talk about.
AI.
Yeah. So, we agree. Blake, see if you can pull up a Florida marsh horse or a Florida cracker. It's the same as Florida cracker horse.
So you remember Zoot Suits?
Yes.
Okay.
They actually were revived a little bit in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think with Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Or Big Voodoo Daddies too.
Big Voodoo Daddies,
yeah.
and even Stray Cats a little bit.
Yep, for sure.
So
And the only reason like I know about Zoot Suits is because of the Tom and Jerry cartoon.
oh yeah.
Well, if you want to look into it, look up the Zoot Suit riots. That was an interesting point in time, certainly in L.A. and Southern California. But Zoot Suits were used primarily or worn originally by men of color.
Yeah.
Mexicans and that's not a Zoot Suit.
No, that's a cracker.
It's a little sway back there.
Cracker horse. Oh no, that's not a sway back, man. No, that's not a sway back.
That was
man.
my eyes. So
That was your eyes. That was your- that was your
Oh, there it
eyes.
is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the term coincided with the Zoot Suit, very flashy and full of fabric and popular with men of color. Originally, it would seem they were called dudes as a more derogatory term. But then what happened?
What happened was,
Exactly. You know?
yeah. So when did Cool Dude come into play?
Well, that happened a little bit later, and that was in the
Let's jump forward a little bit so we can't get to AI.
So we can or we can't.
So we can't.
I can drag this. I can drag this right out.
I know, and you
60
already
minutes.
have it. Blake's
I know.
Blake's trying to warn you.
I know.
There's a Zoot Suit by Tom.
Yeah. It's the hat. It's a giveaway.
Yeah.
In the 1980s and the 90s, Hollywood got a hold of it, and that's when it sort of came out, and it's exploded from there. End of dude story.
End of dude. The dude abides. All right. It's time for AI. We actually picked this category, and then once we did our deep dive, we wish we hadn't picked the category.
Got scared.
All right. So AI, I do use AI quite a bit when I'm putting stuff together, and it actually gives me some good points, and then I revamp it, do it again, and put it back through AI. So it usually goes through several cycles.
Iterations. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't usually nail it on the first go round, but I find it as a very helpful tool. But when I did the deep dive on AI, I mean, we're talking about some really scary stuff, like with cars, with computers, with people in the workplace. People are going to have to find a way to redevelop themselves if this AI trend continues.
And I don't see it stopping.
You can't blame the technology that you didn't evolve. You have to evolve just as quick as the AI does. So
this genie's not getting back in the bottle.
No, it definitely is not. Right. It's made our lives easier. And when you make lives easier, it doesn't go in the other direction. We're not going back to riding the horses.
No.
You ride horses for sport, not because of necessity.
Correct.
They're no longer a tool of the trade. Not saying that a horse ever was a tool, but you understand my meaning of it. I just don't want PETA knocking on my door. But so we're never going back in that. And when cars first came around, people were like, oh, it's just a trend. Some people are saying that with AI. It's not just a trend, it's here. And it's deep, and it's in every component of your life, whether you know it or not.
Well, the two men who first used the term artificial intelligence in 1955 was, what a coincidence, Ivy Leaguers. Mm-hmm. It was a gentleman by the name of John McCarthy from Dartmouth and Marvin Minsky from Harvard. Okay. Along with engineers from Bell Lab and IBM.
Mm-hmm. Using American money.
Yep. Well, there was. they were giving them money at the time.
Yep.
So silly. Yeah, they were getting $2 million.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, that wouldn't flush the toilet.
Yeah. No. That wouldn't pay their salary.
Yeah. But
I know how you Ivy Leaguers are.
Yeah. Well,
that just barely gets you out of the room.
Pretty much. Yeah. You know, we need motivation. We need pizza.
Yeah.
But they were the first to use the term artificial intelligence, and they define artificial intelligence as any task a machine or program conducted that if humans were to do would require intelligence in order to accomplish it. Just pretty simple. Okay.
Yep.
But from there it went going. Now they worked from 1955 to 1970, and then there was an AI winter where they stopped funding for a while. And by that, I'm presuming it was the government in particular, because there were huge funding cuts. But that only
was
lasted
that during
about
the recession?
Years. Well, it started in 1970 and lasted for about 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And then the money started flowing back in.
It started in Vietnam. Yeah. So there was some money,
other needs for the money,
possibly money crunches that changed everything there.
Yeah, and it was and AI
there's usually an alternative cause of those type of reactions. Right. So,
hence no cars in the 40s.
Yeah,
yeah. But they came back out of it, and they had some groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah, and what I saw was the first real AI.
I'm with you, Bobby.
What do you say?
Screw the robots. We're human takeover.
Yeah.
He says, defy the timekeeper behind the glass.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing.
But I mean, the first one I saw was basically to play chess.
Right. Okay. So fine.
Yeah.
So that was in 1997. IBM's Deep Blue defeated Gary Kasparov.
But in 1950s, it was originally designed to play chess and solve mathematical problems. Is where they said that from the 1950s, the original AI, and then not until 97 did the master lose the Deep Blue.
Hold on, because I have some. Okay, Deep Blue was 10 million times faster than the Ferrante Mach-1, which was the first chess one that played in 1951.
Yeah, that was like the first one,
right.
And that was kind of
chess in 1951. Deep Blue that beat Kasparov.
Mm-hmm.
Was
10 million times
faster.
Wow.
And that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ended up having Watson, which beat the Jeopardy champions.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it too. And that was seminal because it showed the ability to understand and process complex information. Because chess was patterns.
So it was Ask Jeeves an AI? You remember Ask Jeeves?
I would think so.
And was that little, what was the little paper clip?
A Clippy.
Clippy was AI, right?
That I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about with the Clippy?
No. Let me pull up a photo.
Yeah, Clippy used to help us out with it. It was for AOL. Is that what it was
AOL?
for?
That was for Microsoft.
Microsoft? Okay. Yeah. So I never really thought of those as being AI, but now if I think back, I was like, wait, Ask Jeeves was pretty much AI.
Pretty much, yeah. Absolutely. Shortcuts. So is Siri. So is, all that stuff. The only thing that pisses me off about Siri, and I don't use her frequently because we would fight.
Yeah, that's Clippy right there. Remember, he would help you get through. You don't remember Clippy at all?
You're talking to somebody. You're talking like I'm somebody that used computers.
You didn't use computers at your restaurant?
No.
What do you do? Did you not have like QuickBooks or anything like that?
No.
What did you use?
Pen and paper and a ledger. I am so old school. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Wow.
What do you think
I thought everybody knew who Clippy was.
Did your restaurant use like a POS system at all? Or what
Yeah, we had a micro system.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Some of the things that I knew they existed, but I was like, that'd be kind of cool to have is, dogs are amazing. I love my dog more than anything else, but I don't know if you can get that cuddle factor with an AI
No.
powered
Even
robotic
if they have
pet.
fur on the outside. No.
Yeah. I just don't know if that works. But I mean, it would be very well disciplined. You could say, shut down for the night, and it shuts down, and it can go get the paper for you. And
Hope it shuts down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's hopefully that's the way it always is.
But there's a confusion to a degree between robotics and artificial intelligence, and I don't know that you can necessarily have one without the other. Certainly, the robotics part of it, because now they've got the robotics is the mechanical aspect of it. The artificial intelligence is the computational part of it. So you need an AI to have a robot become more sentient and do stuff on its own.
Yep.
Which again gets frightening.
Bobby says he thinks you use an abacus.
Yeah, I do. Slide the beads, baby.
Do you know anybody who knows how to use an abacus?
No.
Okay.
I mean, at one point in time, I learned how, and then I said, forget it.
I learned the basics of it at one point, but
tens and it's like
yeah, it kind of matches with the metric system and the decas and the hecas and all of that, all of those things.
But it's the same thing. It's like when I'm talking to my accountant, she's looking me in the eye and she's doing this and pushing all the buttons, and I'm going, could you look at the keys, please? It's like, you're talking to somebody and they're using an abacus and they're just sliding beads around at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. I mean, they know what they're doing, but it scares me.
Mm-hmm. So, you can't use the calculator without looking at it?
No.
Okay.
No.
I do pretty good with a calculator. So, and I'm assuming you're talking about the calculator on the right-hand side with the keyboard.
Yeah, but then you look at some calculators and the numbers are reversed. They have them different ways. So that's what's, hold on.
I'm pretty sure the person who's pushing it knows which one's
I
which.
don't doubt that at all. I don't.
But I mean, I found out who would have an AI pet. I find it interesting.
More than a Tamagotchi.
Would it work, I guess, in the city?
Yeah.
You don't have to would it work when no pets are allowed, but this is my computer animated? Is that going to be a substitute for people that are in the city where no pets are allowed?
My mother-in-law and father-in-law had a AI dog or a robotic dog called George, and he was very well behaved. He would sit, he would bark, he would sit up, and he responded to voice commands. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty impressive, actually.
When was this?
Not 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, I could just, I can't imagine. Like, can you imagine having an AI dog? You've had a dog your entire life. You've never not had a dog in your house.
Yeah, hold on. I definitely it's definitely questioning like if you should taint your memory if you have AI anything as your companion, but however though I'm not sure how AI would do with static of moving images, but doing static photos. I just asked ChatGPT to create two dogs. That's what it looks like.
So ChatGPT just created those images.
Yes.
Yeah, that's images. That's not robotic dogs or something you could pet.
No.
But I'm sure they can make them look. I mean, at this point.
Yeah.
Probably still a little rigid, but I'm sure they can get it pretty close.
I would think.
That's probably more
that's the robotics aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's no different than having a teddy bear for companionship.
Yeah.
Teddy
Ruxpin?
Yeah. Yeah. He was
Didn't
creepy.
Teddy Ruxpin talk?
He was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little creeped out by that.
I can understand why.
I'm pretty sure, and if I was to have an AI dog, I would want it to be the dog from Up. That had the little collar and could talk to you. Mm-hmm. Squirrel. I want it to be that dog. So, the other thing here's something that scares me, and I think it's an attack on the arts, is its creative capabilities.
Right.
And Blake, just do this just as a little test. Type in, show an image, a unique image similar to a Monet. And I want to see what the artwork pops up.
Well, when he's doing that, years ago, it was either Kodak or Xerox, and it might have been Kodak, came out and they would do full-scale reproductions of masterworks.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't go up to it and see that it was smooth and there's no paint on it, you could not tell the difference. It was so crystal clear. So it's like, the prominence of things is nowadays, and that was like with NFTs, oh, I own this, but everybody can have a picture of it. And what's the point of owning it?
Yeah, it doesn't make NFTs make absolutely no sense to me. I still don't get crypto at all.
Nope.
But I think this is one of those things that AI could kill an industry. Okay, I think it's bringing it up now.
Yeah, it's still working on it right now.
Still working on it.
Here we go. We got something. We got progress.
All right.
Let's see. It looks gray.
That's not really anything yet. But is it going to kill the culture of the artist if everything is produced through artificially? And I don't think it kills the masters, but I think it kills the mid-tier artist.
Okay.
The people that can sell their artwork at the restaurant and make a couple $100 off of it. We're not talking about the ones that sell for millions in the masterpieces, because I think the masterpieces will always be there, but I think it can really hurt the art world. Or people like taking shortcuts. Are some of these artists going to take those shortcuts and
work with AI,
is it going to be an art piece attached to? So in my mind that's one of the things I see being under the attack is the arts.
Okay, well, what if you're an artist and you use digital means? Because now a lot of artists are using computer generated
100%.
So,
I mean, like graphic designers, they're moving stuff around and pulling and dragging and swelling it up. And, they still can, most of the ones I know can still draw you an amazing picture, but they're using this tool to create the image that you need.
I got one.
Any luck?
Yeah, so it actually created like
of the dogs.
The dogs in the style of Monet.
Because it took what it was there before.
Yes.
Okay. See, if that was that was your dog and somebody paid you to do a sculpture of your dog, all you now have to do is download
the
pictures of your dog, and you can do dogs from the past and your present dogs, or your whole family of dogs that you've ever owned.
Would they be playing poker?
You can make it play poker and create an image just like Blake did right there in less than a minute. So, that's where I say I think AI is going to attack that mid-level art group. It's going to hurt that industry.
I can see that. Sometimes I call it decorative art. Sometimes I call it environmental art, because it just fills the environment, And and there's certainly a need for that, because otherwise we'd have a lot of blank walls and a lot of houses and a lot of buildings and a lot of restaurants. That's too bad.
All right. The other one that concerns me is people doing self-diagnosis.
Oh yeah, like
in healthcare, not going to the doctor.
Yeah.
So that one really makes me nervous. And doctors today are using AI as probabilities. They put in the symptoms and then they give you the probabilities, and then they go through that checklist that way. It's a good tool in that manner, but go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Don't do it yourself. So, guess what? That's the end of our week, buddy.
It is. I hope everybody misses me next week and you don't replace me with an AI dog.
Yeah, we got those two cute little dogs that Blake just created. So
print that out, Blake. We'll frame it.
Yeah. So
see if we can't sell it as a
Blake's first art piece, right there. So, Blake, you got anything going into the weekend that you want to tell our wonderful people?
Not yet. So So still, we're definitely still not sure if we're going to South Carolina or not yet. So.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to South Carolina. So we will be back. Blake and I will be back next week.
Yep.
We'll have some different guests next week. Hopefully Mike comes back. He can tell us about his trip. Maybe I can grab him for
There
one
you
day.
go.
But we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
And I'll see you in a week.